Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Sauce. Continuing on with College Football Saturday. Got a Pac-12 game for you. Washington State, Arizona. Interesting matchup here. Let's go.
Welcome to The Sauce. The Sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
All right, Cougars are on the road in Arizona. The line is Arizona plus 4.5. Early action definitely leaning towards Washington State. Some sharp money in there. 74% of the early money on the Cougars as of Monday morning. Books dropped the line the other way, though. A little bit of reverse line movement here. Line drops from 4.5 down to 4. Public is still heavy on Washington State, but if you check it out, on Friday, we're starting to see some sharp money come in on the Wildcats. That's something we got to keep an eye on. So let's cap this game. If you subscribe to this channel, you already know the first step. We're running the numbers through the spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Arizona plus 13.81. So that's a 10-point lean on the Cougars here. All right, I want to start off by saying Arizona is not playing for nothing here. If they win this game and then go on to beat Arizona next week, both which are very possible, that makes them bowl eligible. That'll be 6 wins. Playing in a bowl game would be huge for this program this year because no one was really expecting much from Arizona entering the season. Quick matchup history. So Arizona is just 2-5 in their last 7 games against Washington State, but they did win their last home game. You got to go all the way back to, I think, 2014 or 2015 to find the last time Washington State beat Arizona in Arizona. All right, so let's start with Washington State's defense, and we know that this is a very good unit, but they are definitely more equipped to stop the run than they are against the pass. They're 26th in the country in yards per carry allowed, but they're all the way back in the 60s in opponents' passer rating allowed. So definitely a better run defense than a pass defense. The reason I brought that up is because Arizona's offense is pass heavy to the max. Arizona runs the ball on just 40.96% of their offensive snaps. That's 118th in the country. This team lives and dies by the passing game. So let's check out the 3 games that Washington State has played against pass heavy offenses so far this season. They beat Cal 28-9, beat them up good. But if you look at the numbers, Jack Plummer was actually throwing the ball pretty well in that game. 23 of 33, 272 passing yards on 8.2 yards per attempt. So they beat the hell out of Cal, but Cal was moving the ball. Cal was throwing the ball on them. The second pass-happy offense they played was USC. They got beat bad. That was probably the ugliest game of the year for Washington State, or yeah, probably. They lost 30-16. The weird part about that game is Caleb Williams was just 15 of 29. USC actually was beating Washington State on the ground, not through the air. Which is interesting, and it's especially important for this game because, like I said, Arizona's pass-happy. And the third game they played against a pass-happy offense was Stanford. They beat Stanford 52-14. To be fair, Stanford lost 4 fumbles in that game. But still, this is good news if you're a Washington State Cougar fan because even though your team has much better numbers in defending the run than the pass, they have shown us that they can game plan for and slow down elite passing attacks. One thing that is super concerning to me when it comes to Washington State, though, the second half of that Arizona State game last week. If you remember, Washington State minus 9.5 was my bet of the day for that entire Saturday. They were up 28-0. So I'm like, yo, this is good money. Cash this bet now. Arizona State had just 56 yards of offense in the first half. The score was 28-0 in the third quarter, but the Sun Devils put up 277 yards of offense in the second half, scored 3 touchdowns. In fact, the only reason we ended up covering that game was because Arizona State inexplicably went for 2 on all 3 touchdowns and missed all 3 times. So the final score was 28-18. We were laying 9.5. It was like we should have lost. The Washington State Cougars pass defense completely collapsed in the second half of that game. They were getting cooked by Emory Jones in the passing game. I don't know if you're familiar with Emory Jones or not. Not the most talented thrower of the football, and Jayden de Laura, a much better thrower of the football than Emory Jones. Yes, we have seen Jayden de Laura struggle in a few games this year, the Utah game for one, but that was on the road. This one's at home. The other one is Mississippi State, but that was all the way back in week 2, and it was his second game with the new team. This game at home against a Washington State defense that's shown us it can be vulnerable against the pass, I think Jayden de Laura is going to have a big game. I think Arizona's going to score some points in this one. Which brings us to the million-dollar question. Can this Arizona defense make stops against Cam Ward and the Washington State Cougar offense? Look, I know Arizona's defense is bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you that Arizona is a good defense, but can we at least look at their last 5 games? Check this out. Number 12, UCLA. Number 14, Utah. Number 10, USC. Then Washington, the nation's leader in total offense. And then number 12, Oregon. What defense isn't going to have horrible numbers going up against those 5 teams all back to back to back to back to back? Those are 5 of the top 11 rated offenses in the entire FBS, all in a row. Washington State's offense is ranked all the way back at 59th. Yeah, they're still good enough to score points on Arizona, don't get me wrong, but this Wildcat defense just saw 5 consecutive top 11 offenses. The number 59 ranked offense should be a walk in the park, theoretically. Look, I like Jaden DeLora a lot. I think Arizona's riding high. I think they're playing better football than people realize. Coming off the big upset win over UCLA that I called, by the way. I think they're a live dog here. 2 wins to be bowl eligible. I'm on the Wildcats. Give me Arizona +4. I think this is a live dog. If anything changes with this bet, I'll let you know on Twitter, so give me a follow there if you're interested. Also, if you're looking for the final tickets, which is the bet of the day, top 7 bets, parlays of the day, that kind of stuff, head over to KyleKirms.com or download the Sauce Network app. College football Week 12 conference championships coming up. Let's bet smart, pick our spots, and bring in some units. I'll talk to you on Twitter.